Welcome to Salisbury and Southwark Golf Club. I'm still on the 15th. Just pushed the second shot, just missed the green. Got that awkward finesse shot, got that bank in the way, little bit of frothy grass. So welcome to Mark Amy Golf, and let's cover that little delicate shot which can make such a difference to scoring through your game of golf. Right, our first adjustment is to weaken that grip. So if you're not sure what I mean by that, so when you place your hands on the club, we're looking more to get those V's that you create with your thumb and your forefinger, get both V's pointing straight up at your chin. So that is potentially weakening the grip. It depends where you've got it initially, but you're looking to get those V's straight up at your chin. You're using a slightly different grip to what you would on, say, a driver on one of your power shots to it. We're looking for a weaker grip, so two V's straight up your chin. That's the first adjustment, which is quite vital to enable you to get a little bit more loft on the club face to help pop the ball up in the air. Our second point is not to change the radius of the swing. So if you've got like a long big arc on the way back and then you're tucked in on the way through, you're changing the radius of that swing, and you can't afford to do that on this particular shot. So I would recommend quite a short swing either side of the golf ball. You want to feel that right arm, so if you're right-handed, that elbow sliding up the rib cage, so you're nicely tucked in, and when you go through the shot you're making sure there's a big turn. That is essential to this shot. It's where a tremendous amount of people fall down slightly, that they do not do a big enough turn through the shot. It's very easy to misconceive that you've done a good turn by then using the shoulders, where you're trying to get that hip all the way through the shot. A good indicator can be that you're trying to get that right hip to the left of that target, so that will emphasize the turn that you're making sure you're getting all the way through that shot. So imagine you're the target, so you're swinging back, you're getting all the way through with that part of the body. It's very easy to feel you've done it, but you've done it with the top half and you've left this bit behind, which then will shorten the radius and you'll generally thin the shot, or you'll come through and then stop and then something's got to hit the ball, which then it gets very scoopy, so you'll come through, flick it, hit it off the bottom of the club, and it will shoot straight through the back, which is then a devastating blow. So this is very important. So it's feeling that the right elbow comes up, shaves the rib cage, and then there's a big turn on the way through and a very tucked in finish. It's getting that hip through the shot and committing to it. Don't worry about the consequences. If you worry about the consequences of any shot, you won't do the move. Full commitment, turn through, the ball will pop up, and it will be a great finesse shot. Our third point, as I mentioned on the second one, is that right arm sliding up that rib cage. If you just feel you're allowing that trail arm, so the right arm, the forearm, just to rotate slightly, feeling that you're going to give someone like a handshake there, so you're just allowing it to just rotate open slightly and keeping that arm nicely tucked in, which will then enable you then to get that more open face. So as you come through to hit the shot, the face will have more loft on the way through. As long as you turn through, then you'll get a nice pop up in the air, so you'll get quite a nice floating shot, so it will land quite softly as it goes through, so you'll get that trajectory on that ball, so the ball will go up. So you're just trying to feel, so as you're swinging back, you're just allowing that forearm just to rotate slightly as you go back in that backswing, keeping it nice and tucked in to that rib cage, so you're setting up that toe so it's pointing nicely up in the air, which is just opening that face up slightly, so as you come through you're just getting that slight pop up, which will land nice and softly. Our fourth and final point, which is a great one to have, is when that ball's just sat down slightly in the fluffy grass, so it's just that slightly annoying lie where you just can't quite see the whole ball, nothing too crazy, but it's just sat down in slightly fluffy grass. So a good way to attack that is just to adjust the setup slightly, and you're just going to raise your hands up, so you're putting the toe down slightly, so So basically the main bit you're trying to avoid is the grass. When it's that longer grass, is the grass is trying to grab the club and turn it over and shut the face. So if you lift the hands up slightly, so you're putting the toe down, it's basically got less to grab. So when you do that, you're just raising the hands up just slightly, which will then adjust the lie of the club, so that will come up slightly, so you'll just have to stand that little bit taller to it. Everything else is the same, the whole procedure is the same. So nicely tucked in with the right arm, rotation of the forearm, good turn through with the hips. You've just seen that fluffy grass, raise it up slightly, and that will just help slide the club through the ball and get a slightly better strike. Any questions or comments on that, please send them through. Make sure you subscribe, give us a good thumbs up, and I'll see you soon.